Yo, what's good, everybody? You guys are tuned in to episode 5 of the Way Pod. Shouts out to my guests. They're back for another episode. I got Josiah, Marcus, and Dre on this time. And we gonna talk about something a little different. You know, the last 4 episodes been about relationships and this and that. So now we want to switch it up a little bit. We gonna talk about being successful. And so shout out to everybody that's been listening in. You know, shout out to my word of mouth people that tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And shouts out to the people that's watching everywhere. YouTube, watching and supporting the clips, leaving a like, dropping. I'm keep on dropping clips and stuff for everybody. Everybody send us a like though, so I'm gonna keep dropping them. Shout out to all my Spotify people, my Apple Podcast people. Shouts out to y'all. Y'all been supporting and rocking with me. So we're gonna keep it pushing and we're gonna keep on growing. So make sure you guys tell a friend, you know, drop it on your story, leave a 5-star on Apple Podcasts. Cause we getting up there in Apple Podcast ratings right now. So we keep improving. Every time I look, it's a new one. So and I'm still looking for the dude who gave me a 2-star. So if you out there, quit hating. So yeah, let's just dive on in. So to you guys, because I know it's different levels of success. So how do you guys define success?
I feel like success is like there's no definition. Says everybody has their own personal definition, and I feel like success is really just like happiness. Like however, like whatever you have to achieve in order to be happy, like that's your success level.
Yeah, I feel like whatever goals you set out for your life, if the how it's are, I'm trying to see how like successful you are or how you can, you know.
I think you're saying like success is like defined by achieving your goals.
Yeah, right? thank you. I couldn't get
the more successful is the more goals you achieve on your list.
So like if you don't achieve none of your goals, you're not successful.
So yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like success can come from even small defeats. If you succeed today, just like try to succeed every day. Because some people, I feel like some people get caught up with certain goals. So they be all like, I want to be here in a year. I failed. But I feel like if you be successful today, so you can be like, all right, I'm going to go out and I'm going to apply for this job application. Or I'm going to go out and I'm going to just walk. I'm going to walk around the corner or something like that. That could be successful. And I feel like as you build success, because I feel like a lot of stuff is built up in habits. So once you keep building habits of being successful, you'll end up maintaining and actually, you know, not I ain't gonna say like success, because when people think of success, people think of like you Drake, you think of Bill Gates, you think of Oprah, all of these people. But it's a lot of people out there that's making tons of money and loving what they do, and you probably don't even know their names at all.
Yeah, so I hate when people try to determine success as the amount of money you got, because it's like making that amount of money is highly unlikely. Like them people come few and far between. You're more likely to see somebody that makes 50,000 a year than somebody that make $1 million. So it's like I don't like success being determined by the amount of money you make. I don't like people making. You can make a billionaire like the person you want to be, but I don't know. I don't like people trying to make that as like they long-term goal, because it's not. I feel like it's not realistic.
Because it's people that make millions is not happy.
Because like if you just somebody that's selling your ass and being Warren Buffett is who you trying to be like Warren Buffett, you never gonna get there, because like that's not part of who you. That's not in your body.
Yeah, I feel like in order to be successful, like you gotta be petty, like not in terms of like towards people, but you gotta be like petty in terms of like just sweating the small stuff. Like everything gotta matter. Like the way you like when you get up, you gotta do this. You gotta be the type of person to do it the same way every day. That's the only way to really be successful, because you gotta have the small stuffs lined up. Because you might have a long-term goal, but in order to get to that long-term goal, you gotta do this. And if you can't focus in and lock in long enough to do the stuff that leads to your goal, you'll never get to the long-term goal.
You know something I actually noticed though? So like the amount of people that's like considered successful or people like value and look up to, they wasn't always the nicest of people at certain times. So I'm wondering on y'all opinion on that, or is it a way like you can balance being friendly and well, not too friendly, but like getting your business done and making sure you on the right path to success?
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say those people aren't nice, but I would just say like they locked in.
Like it's cutthroat. That's what like they very cutthroat. So like they ain't afraid to like snap you off if they feel like you wrong.
Like them are the people that win in life though. Them are how I say alpha type of people. Like people that just like in charge. They on top of everything, and like that's how you gotta be because like
I feel like you can't be a leader. You can't be a leader if you're not like that. Like
no, I wouldn't say that because you can be
a quiet leader.
You can be a quiet leader and lead by example, but you just that example that you said, you gotta have people want to follow you because there's nobody.
Oh, hang on. Wait, we back. All right. So what was you saying, Dre?
I was just saying like in order like to be successful, like those type of people that already are there, like they're like on top of stuff. Like they have to be leaders, but not only do they have to be leaders, they have people depending on them, like their whole livelihood. Like there's people out here who have their whole like retirement funding in Amazon stock. Jeff Bezos, if he mess up, not only does he hurt himself, he's hurting thousands and thousands of people. He can ruin their life. He can make one thing, ruin their life, take all their money, and everything can go downhill. So you have to be so locked in and on top of your goals. You can't really let other people in. So you kind of just have to push them away. But it kind of comes with that territory, and you got to be willing to do that.
I feel like you got to be, yeah, like you have a lot of, you going to have a lot of, I wouldn't say stress, but you got a lot of stuff that's riding on you and you at the forefront of this opportunity. So you got to have some type of like, I wouldn't say compassion, but I'm saying like you got to be driven and you got to like be level-headed to a certain extent, you know? So like, cause Dre, I know you got your clothing line and whatnot. So what you would say is like the best way to start a business and start growing?
The best way to do it is to start. I'm not gonna. I had an idea for the clothing line my senior year of high school. I did a capstone project on in a thesis project on the link between fashion and perception. So I had the idea then, but I never started my clothing line until my sophomore year of college. And even today, I'm not locked in. So like the best way to do it is to simply just start. I did all designs for my clothing line the freshman summer, but I didn't start my clothing line until winter of this year, like February, March, around that time. So I was like, you just have to start, and you got to be willing to like take those L's, take those lumps. Like I've lost probably way more money in my clothing line than I've made, but it's like it's something you just gotta deal with that at the beginning.
I like that. I like how you said you got to start because that's how I felt about actually even doing this podcast. I was like, I had it in my mind for months. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to do this because I'm like, I want to do something on my own. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to do this. But like, I wasn't trying to tell nobody because I didn't want to be one of them people. Because there's a lot of people out there to be like, man, I want to do this. I want to just start. I want to do this, and I want to do that. But they never show the results. So I didn't want to be one of those people. And then one day I was just like, okay, let me actually start doing the research, seeing what can I do to better myself and get this podcast started and pushing it in a way I want to push it. So once I like established that, then I was like, okay, let me just start and let me get the host. Now once I'm starting, I got the ball rolling. So now I'm just trying to maintain and solve all the problems I can. Yeah. And I'm still like, I'm just in the beginning stages. Like I'm far in the beginning stages. I'm still working because I'm trying to learn how to grow my audience and like engage with my audience. I want more audience engagement from people and stuff because I feel like that's successful. Because I wouldn't mind if I had a small niche of people that really rock with my stuff. I would love that, like a small community compared to like having millions of people, but like nobody really engaging. So I love just like that nice, engaging community of people to talk to and people that can relate to me.
Yeah, that the first step is the hardest one.
Yeah.
To just do it. Because like once you do it, and especially if it's something that you like doing, or like it really like stimulates your brain, or like really piques your interest. It piques your interest. Like you're gonna keep doing it no matter what happens.
Yeah, I agree. Now, how do you guys feel? Because some people would say a person with a 9-to-5 job isn't successful. So what's y'all opinion on that?
I would disagree about, it was like people that have 9-to-5 jobs, if they feel like that they reach their goal, if they feel like that they reach the pinnacle of their abilities, then I feel like that's successful. But then I can see why people would say that having a 9-to-5 is not successful, because it's like you didn't reach the top of your profession. But if you feel like you reached as far as you could go, I feel like then that should be determined as being, successful. Like, I don't understand why people try to knock a 9-to-5 job. I guess now we in a social media age, everybody feel like all they see is rappers, basketball players, entrepreneurs. So it's like none of them people work 9-to-5. So that's all people seeing. So they thinking that's the only.
They also seeing the people just posing with the money and nobody know what they did for the money.
They think like all that stuff is 9-to-5's negative connotations. They feeling like if you work a 9-to-5, you really ain't out here making money. When you really think about it, some people making 9-to-5s is making more than some of these rappers.
Yeah. And then not even just the money, it's just like you got your 9-to-5 like nurses and stuff like that who like really out here working hard to save lives and stuff. So sometimes that means more than just a monetary value and whatnot.
Like the same people shitting on 9-to-5s and talking about, oh, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. Well, shit, the only way you're gonna be an entrepreneur is if you got people that want to work 9-to-5s.
Facts.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't hate on 9-to-5, because that's really honestly how the economy keeps going, by people that are willing to do that work.
Honestly, it's a lifestyle thing. Like me personally, I don't think a 9-to-5 is for me. But at the end of the day, if you're an entrepreneur, in order for a business to work, that's a 24-hour job.
Yeah.
So everybody might not want to work. I would get up at 9 a.m. I gotta go to my building. I gotta make sure everybody came to work. I gotta pay other people. I gotta do payroll. I have to do all of this stuff before even thinking about day-to-day operations. If you got kids, you can't show that much attention to your kids, because your business, that's a whole other baby.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's so much stuff that goes into owning a business that everybody's not willing to take on those challenges. It's people making hundreds of thousands of dollars working 9-to-5.
Yeah.
And like Josiah was saying, you can't shit on nobody with 9-to-5 because you need them.
Right. And going off of him, like me personally, I did an internship where I worked 9-to-5, and I feel like working in a 9-to-5 is something that I'm going to have to do, in the sense of being an entrepreneur, making your own hours, doing working things. That's not going to work for me, because it's going to be I'll do it tomorrow. But me knowing I got to go to bed, I'm going to be up at 9, I'm going to get off at 5, like that's what I need. Like with school, consistency with school, when it was like I had class at 2:30, then I was done this, I was doing a lot better than this, like all online, doing whatever you want. Like this right now is showing me like I need to do a 9-to-5. I know other people out there, they need to do a 9-to-5, or else they're not gonna have money. Because entrepreneur, work whenever you want, it's just gonna be I'll do it tomorrow.
Oh my bad.
Yeah, you good.
I feel like the only way you can not want to have or not work a 9-to-5 is if you have a proactive mindset. If you just a person that is reactive to stuff instead of proactive, you're not gonna be able to be an entrepreneur, because entrepreneurs gotta be thinking even when they sleeping. They gotta think off the clock. So it's like if you're not ready, because if you trying to be an entrepreneur or something like that, not trying to work a 9-to-5, in reality you're gonna end up doing more work than somebody that's working a 9-to-5. You might have a day where you don't have to do nothing, but you're gonna also have them days when you're working 15 hours, 16 hours out of the day trying to get your business running. So it's like you gotta take it's give and take.
This is like play devil's advocate here a little bit. Like you can do both. Everybody got 24 hours a day, and that's never gonna change. And let's say you sleep 8 hours. Most people don't. 8 hours. You go to work for 8 hours. What we at, 16?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I got 8 hours left. I'm going to give an hour and a half for commute. Most people don't take that long. Then I'm going to give another hour for all the time in the day I'll spend eating or in traffic or anything like that. I got 7 hours. Now, if I come home and I watch Netflix for 2 hours and I do all these other things that have nothing to do, I can work a 9 to 5 and run a business at the same time and get plenty of sleep, 8 hours. But you really just have to have your own passions. If you don't have passions for certain things, you can just work a 9 to 5 and you can be completely happy, honestly.
Yeah.
But it's just something, for me, it's something about getting on your own that make that money just a little bit sweeter.
Yeah. And then, but like I say, for instance, like some people who work 9 to 5s, like they take their time and do other stuff. Like your 9 to 5 worker could also be your basketball coach, your baseball coach. So that's the one thing I don't knock 9 to 5s at all, because some people use their 9 to 5s to make their business. So
you gotta have money to start somewhere. So like, why not use that 9 to 5 money to fund your business?
It can only be so many athletes, so many social media stars, so many actors. Like somebody gotta go to work.
I'm saying.
I don't know why everybody in the world, it's social media, like we were saying earlier, like everybody thinks they can just stay at home and I can make money pulling out this camera. I can doing Forex.
It don't work like
that.
that.
Don't disrespect Forex.
Nah, but
people only see what they see. They only see the success stories. They don't, like, you notice like the success stories gonna get the retweets. The fail stories never get the retweets. So you ain't gonna see them.
I can tell you a fail story right now. You wanna know how much money I lost on Forex this month?
How much?
Last month, I lost a band last month. And I still put money in Forex. But if I told you I made 2 bands in one day on Forex, that's all you would hear. I've done that. But I lost a band last month on Forex. Most people lose a band and they're done.
Oh, sorry.
Like, it's just certain, like, you got to be dedicated to stuff like that, because a lot of people lose a band on Forex, they go into their 9 to 5. I was running to 9. I was thinking about it. I was sitting here like, man, I might have to get a real job. But it comes with it.
That's one of my advice to people, though. I say find a way to get multiple streams of income, whether it's like no matter how you get it. Well, I ain't gonna say get it legally, but get multiple streams of income. I don't care. You could be selling masks. You could be selling masks all day. You could be selling fans. You could be, and you just don't know until you tap into that market, because you could be the best fan seller ever, and you wouldn't know it if you didn't try it. Or you could be the best Forex trader you ever like. Well, not you ever, but like you could be the best Forex trader you could be, but you never try. So try to get some multiple streams of income. Don't try to stick to the 9 to 5, because you can have a job making $250K a year, but what if you could make $500K a year on your side hustle and you could work?
Honestly,
it's just all about elevating.
I feel like you should work a 9 to 5 as long as your 9 to 5 make more money than your side hustle. Once your side hustle start making more money than your 9 to 5, then I feel like that's when you say forget the 9 to 5 and start pouring your time into your side hustle.
I think that's retarded.
I don't think that's retarded.
I personally do.
Why do you think it's retarded?
Because you just literally, the side hustle that was making more money than your real job, and you don't have that much time dedicated to it. I'm making $250,000 in my real job a year, and I'm making $500K on my side hustle, right? That means I'm making $750,000.
Yeah, but if you put more time, if you took the time that you put in your 9 to 5,
that's a fallacy.
Side hustle. I'm saying it's a possibility.
No,
you might have to take that leap of faith sometimes.
Then you just put yourself into a position where if a business can go at any moment, it's right. One tweet, blah blah blah, anything happens. You just put yourself in a horrible position.
You're right.
Because once you need multiple streams of income, and then you gotta think about lifestyle. That's why I say like you're saying, like success is defined by your personal thing. It's like I can make $50,000 a year And if I live off $25,000 a year, then because I don't have kids right now. So if I'm making $50,000 a year right now, I don't have kids, I don't have a wife, I'm taking care of me. If I live off 25, I have another 25 to do a million other things with. Mm-hmm. So it kind of, and then like you were saying, you make $250,000 a year. If you go there and then you make $750 with your, but you live in a $500K lifestyle because you used to your income being $750. Mm-hmm. As soon as you cut off your real job, you're fucked.
Not gonna.
Yeah. So I say like, so I'm thinking like, I'm trying to think of different ways to like say, man, how like, cause some like a lot of people just don't have that like drive to like start because they don't know how to start. So I'm trying to think like, I would say do your research, to be honest with you, and just trial and error, because you just never, like, you really never know. You might find a different way to do something, but you wouldn't know, because I feel like a lot of people in life try to get this blueprint. Like they want this blueprint of you do step 1, step 2, step 3, instead of just trying stuff out for themselves.
That comes from school, bro. It ruins your creative mindset. Because you got to think about how like the school system is set up from a very young age. You wake up in the morning, you got to be on the bus by. Well, I never took a bus to school. Which time you ever took a bus to school?
I've never taken a bus to school.
You got to be on the bus stop by 7:30 or whatever to be at school at 8. You get out of school at 2 o'clock every day. Like, so your whole life been set up on a time system when that's really not how the world works for real. Because a lot of people who are rich make money when they sleep. Passive income is the key to monetary success. Mm-hmm. So until you figure out ways to do that, you can never reach like a monetary success.
Yeah, no, I really agree. Like, I feel like it trains your mind to be like, okay, so I got to be like every day you gonna go math, English, science, gym, this. So that's how they feel like their career path should go. I'm gonna start here, then I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3.
Train to be in a they train everybody. I just want you to think about this. When you took a problem solving class, why was it hard? Problem solving is one of the hardest classes you can take. Because you've been trained to be given all the steps your whole life. If you're good at problem solving, you're good at life.
And people are so used to having that mindset, like, okay, it's got to be just one answer and one specific answer only. To the point where, like, in problem solving, like, I think that's another thing too. People don't have their like defiant and argumentative skills up to the point where they can argue their point, because people are so used to it being one specific answer to everything.
There's a million ways to get it.
Honestly, it really is. And the more I think of, the more businesses I see up that's very successful, I'm like, okay, that's another way to get money. And it's a lot of middlemen. Like, it's a lot of middlemen. Like, it's people making millions just being a transaction service for other people's businesses. I found that crazy.
Yep, I pay it all the time.
Yeah, those little $1 and $2 transaction fees add up.
Yeah, and we got millions of people doing it. It's like $1 don't seem like nothing to one single person, but multiply 1 by 2 million, that's $2 million right there.
And that could happen in like an hour.
I'm saying.
Everybody doing those little instant transfer fees through Cash App.
Like that 25 cents.
Yes.
But you gotta think, us 3 doing that 75 cents. There's definitely 100 other people in this town doing it at the same time we doing it.
And it's millions of people across the world doing the same thing.
The dude you see selling water on the side of the street, he getting $50 an hour.
He getting 50 people to buy water. Like them little kids in Atlanta that be selling water. Them little kids in Atlanta that be selling water. You see they be pulling out the fat bank rolls because like
I heard that somewhere. Somebody was talking about that beforehand.
But them little kids is
hustling for real.
Every stoplight, and you feel so bad, you're gonna buy a water. They be doing it on purpose. They are genius marketers. They ain't never got a shirt on, and they always skinny. You be feeling bad.
Hottest days out the year.
It be hot.
Hot. They know you want a water, and they looking like they need one, and they trying to sell one to you.
You got your AC blasting. You know you don't need no water, but you let me get about 5 of them.
Yeah. So it's a lot of ways you can make money. It's like it's literally people out there doing the weirdest thing you wouldn't even think of and making money. Just making money. It's probably somebody out there right now that's producing, I don't know, dirt. I don't know why I use dirt, but people producing dirt and making millions.
Man, it is women on the internet selling feet pizzas and making hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you telling me you broke, you ain't got no excuse. OnlyFans.
There's so many ways. There's so many ways to make money nowadays. Honestly, I don't see how people are going unemployed. I don't understand how people are cool with being unemployed. It's like there's so many different ways you can get a job. There's so many different jobs out here.
Bro, it's a trap.
It's the thought process. It's like the people like. It's like people like I don't have the idea. People give up too easily. People like I don't have the support, so they just gonna give up.
That's what I don't get. Like a lot of these businesses, all businesses started out as an idea, and they just acted on their idea. And then like there's always gonna be somebody gonna say your idea is dumb. Like I'm sure Jeff Bezos probably heard somebody call his idea of Amazon dumb, and now look at it.
It would be real. It was kind of dumb.
I mean, it working.
Selling books.
People went from calling him dumb. People went from calling him dumb to now being mad because he don't want to end world hunger.
Hey,
yeah,
that's the hustler of the year in my books. Jeff Bezos.
He made more money in quarantine. He made more money off of Corona than he was before.
Man,
it does because everybody's sitting at home.
Everybody's sitting at home spending money, so. It's just
spending their checks, spending their stimulus checks.
Bro, $1,200. Can we talk about stimulus checks?
Yeah.
Other countries giving their citizens a stimulus.
$2,000 a month. Yeah.
We got $1,200 for 6. And I ain't get a dime.
That's what I was saying. I was like, I ain't getting nothing. Not a penny.
$2. They give me more.
$200.
I got 0. Did you ask? No.
See,
they was giving money out.
Hey, if you want to, you could. Hey, they still got the CARES Act application for the fall semester. So.
Oh yeah, I'm hurting. I need about 2-3 bands.
I'm mad I paid for it. I'm mad I did it over the summer. I should have just waited.
They do it.
No, you can reapply.
You can reapply?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I need just rent.
I'm in there.
Yeah. So we gonna go ahead. We're gonna wrap this up. I thank you guys for coming on again to talk about being successful. It was a little change. So we're gonna see, hopefully, people like this. You know, shout out to Dre. Shout out to Dre, his clothing line. You want to shout that out for me?
Oh yeah, go ahead and shop at charlesclemens.com. We all got on Charles Clemens stuff right now, man. But I got a special discount code just for all y'all. It's called the Wave Pod. The Wave Pod. Type that in, you get you a little discount. Shout out to all the Wave Pod listeners out there.
Yeah, shout out to the Wave Pod listeners listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Still drop those 5 stars on Apple Podcasts if you can. Post this on your story. Tell a friend, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at the THE Wave Pod. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. It was a good show, so I'll see you guys. Peace.